Hello and welcome to RED 4511, Linking Literacy and Assessment. I am your instructor for this course. My name is Brianne Johnson and I really look forward to working with you this semester. There are a couple of things I want to go over about just some general course information before we get started on the course. First things first, I'd like you to go ahead and go into Blackboard, sign in, and take a look around. Just click around the course and see what there is to see. Most of the modules will be found under course content, but you also need to look under the discussion section, look at where your grades will be submitted, look at the assignments, all of that stuff. Just get familiar with Blackboard, especially if this is your first online course. The next thing you need to take a look at is the syllabus. So you would go into Blackboard and click on the syllabus and look through that and just get a really good general idea of what we will be doing in this course. Um, for this course, there is a prerequisite. It's CHD 2330, and you need to have had that before you've enrolled in this course. So make sure you did that. I think it'll be significantly more difficult if you did not. Um, if for some reason you decided to get special permission not to take that class before taking this class, that'll be fine, but you are responsible for that information. So if I do mention something that you haven't heard in the past or you don't know what that is, go ahead and look that up. The textbooks in this class are great about going back and reviewing some of that other information you would have already had anyway. So look that up or use the internet to look up a term. And lastly, if you still have trouble with some of that information, go ahead and ask me, and I'm happy to help you as well. Um, there are a lot of assignments in this class. It is a higher level course than CHD 2330. It's a higher level. So we're going to be asking a lot of you. So it's really important to stay on top of your assignments. Check those due dates. Make sure you're turning them in on time. Many of our assignments actually build on the assignment that was given ahead of it. So you have one assignment this week, the next week builds on that, the next one builds on that, and they will all go into a portfolio at the end of the course. So you really want to make sure that you are turning things in on time so that I can give you timely feedback that you can then use that feedback to do the next assignment in the class and get that turned in on time. You really don't want to fall behind on those things. Um, when you are reading about your assignments in this class, a lot of your assignments are multi-step or multi-part. So when you're answering a question, either in the discussion forum or for a reflection or something like that, make sure that you read every single part of the question before you hit submit. You don't want to lose some points over silly things just because you forgot to answer one little thing. So go make sure you've read all of that before you hit submit. Another good suggestion would be to check out the rubrics for each assignment before you do the assignment. Then do the assignment. Then look at the rubric again before you hit submit. Make sure you've done every part so you get all of those points in the exceeds category, and you'll get full credit for that assignment. That's really important. Many of your assignments, both in the discussion forum and in your reflections, require you to talk about your personal or professional experiences in this matter, whatever we're talking about. So if you can, in those, provide some experiences that will help us know that you can understand and relate to the material that we're talking about. If you don't have any personal or professional experiences in this particular subject, that's okay too. What you would then do is go into the readings or the course materials and find something that you've read or seen that supports your answer, and go ahead and quote that and add it to your discussion forum or your reflection. Um, of course, it is important to cite your sources and give credit where credit is due. We use the APA format in this class for citations. Um, it's really an important thing professionally that when you put information out into the world, into a discussion forum, into a paper, that you are backing that up with actual facts and data or experiences. You don't want to just throw out a statement and have nothing to back it up. It's a much stronger statement if you can support it with your own personal and professional experiences or information from the class. So that is required on the rubrics of several of our assignments. So go ahead and check that out. Um, you also have a student contract that you'll find as you're browsing through Blackboard. You want to read through that and make sure you hit the button that says that you have reviewed that so that I know that you've checked out the student contract and that you agree with the parameters that are set forth there. Um, Perhaps the biggest assignment in this class is going to be a portfolio. And the basis of this portfolio is that you will choose a child that you're going to be tutoring for the entire term of this course. We will assess them with reading assessments in the beginning, and then from those assessments, you will decide how this particular child needs to be instructed. And then you will instruct them about once a week or more, if you can, throughout the entire course. At the end, we'll assess them again, and you'll be writing a paper about that called a summative assessment. So for that portfolio, you are going to need to keep everything that you've done with this child throughout the course, all the assessments from the beginning, all of your lesson plans throughout the middle, um, any student work that you feel is pertinent for the portfolio, and then of course your assessments at the end. And some papers that we'll be writing throughout the middle of the course will also go in that portfolio. But my point about the portfolio, which you'll get a lot of information about as we go, so I'm just giving you kind of a glimpse of it right now so you're prepared. The important thing about the portfolio is even though it is due in the last module of this class, that does not mean that you are only working on it for that module. You are working on this portfolio starting on day one of this course. You actually have the entire duration of this course to work on this. You do not want to save that for the very last week of your course to work on. First of all, it won't be great for the child that you're tutoring. It will not be a very good learning experience for you, and it will also be kind of obvious to me when you turn in your portfolio. So be working on that all along so you're not scrambling at the end to do it. Okay, moving on. When you are choosing a child to tutor for the portfolio, um, it's really important that you choose a child that is a struggling reader. You will actually have a lot more to write about and to assess, and it'll be, I think, easier for you to write up your papers if you choose a child that's actually struggling in reading. Another thing that will help you in this course is if you choose a child that is an English language learner. You can combine a couple of the assignments in this course if you choose an ELL child, and you'll be able to kind of cut down your work pretty significantly if you can do that. If you cannot find an ELL child to tutor, that's fine too. In the module where we get to tutoring and assessing an ELL child, what you would have to do that week is either find a different child that's an ELL child to tutor just for that 1 week, or to assess just for that 1 week, or I've even made some videos for you of an ELL child taking these particular assessments that you would watch and then record as if you were the instructor, and you could use those as well. So do not fret if you cannot find an ELL child. However, if you can find an ELL child, that is better because you'll cut down your workload a great deal. So see if you can do that. The actual most important thing about the child that you tutor is that they will be consistent and will be there and be on time. You can trust their parents to have them there each week for the tutoring lessons, um, and that's really important. Okay, moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about the books that are required in this class. The first book I want to talk about is called Understanding Reading Problems, and it is by Gillett, Temple, and Crawford, and it is a great book. It'll help you. You do need this for your assignments in several different parts of this class, so please go ahead and get it and get started. Now, the edition that we use is the 8th edition. This was published several years ago, so it's you could definitely find this used and for a pretty good price, or borrow it from a friend, so you don't have to buy this new and pay a lot of money for it. Try to find it used if you can. The next book that I want to talk about is the Developmental Literacy Assessment. What this is basically an assessment manual for teachers who are doing literacy assessments. So it's full of tests that you can give your students. And we do not write in this book at all. These are master copies of tests. So if you write on them, they're then ruined and you can never use that test again. So don't write in it. What you do is you actually take photocopies of what you need and then you write on those. This is another excellent book to buy used or borrow, again, because it was published a while back, so you're bound to find some used copies out there. And then also, no one has ever written in it, so it's like a perfectly pristine book that you can use for this class. So try again to either buy that used or borrow if you can. This is a great book that I think will help you once you are a teacher. So you may not even want to sell this back. It's a book that I used in the classroom when I was teaching, and I think you'll find it useful. Okay, let's talk a bit about discussion forums. Now, typically, almost every week of this course, there is a discussion due. Typically, the first discussion, your initial post, is due the first Wednesday of the module by 11:59 p.m. And then typically your responses to your peers are due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Please check out the due dates on those, though, because if there's a holiday or some technical downtime or something like that, those dates may have switched. So just check your syllabus or your course calendar for the due dates for those discussion boards. In the discussion forum, there's a feature that says that you have to make your initial post before you can read your peers' posts. So if you can't see what your peers or I have written, make sure you go ahead and post first so that you will be able to see that information. Those are the weekly discussion boards. We also have a couple other discussion boards that I want to talk about. The first one is the ongoing tutoring discussion. This is a requirement for your participation grade in this class. It's an ongoing tutoring discussion where you will discuss the child that you are tutoring. So with that, in there you would ask questions about that child, maybe provide information to other peers about tutoring experiences. This is not a forum where you would ask about assignments. This is talking about the child you are tutoring and the experiences there. There is a very specific rubric that goes with this discussion forum, so take the time to check out that rubric. It tells you how many times you need to post and in what way throughout the course. You do this throughout the entire course, and you don't want to get to like the last 2 weeks of class and then post all your times in that 2 weeks. That's not going to count. That's even part of the rubric where you're doing this in a timely manner where you are asking and answering questions throughout the course. So just try to visit that discussion forum every week or so and help others or ask questions that others can answer for you or that I can answer for you. The next discussion forum that I want to talk about is the Questions for the Professor forum. This is where you would ask questions that might benefit others in this class. Maybe you're asking about an assignment, or maybe you want to clarify a term that we're talking about. That's where you're going to ask your questions about those things. If you think this question might benefit the rest of the class, please ask it there. If you email it to me, then I might be answering that question 10 different times. So if you ask it there, everybody can see the answer, and then we're all good to go. If you have a question that is just pertinent to you and your family only, please email it to me, and I'm happy to respond very quickly to those. Another thing I'm going to be doing in this class is something called extra point activities. It's a way to get everyone involved and interacting with this online course and making sure that you're watching and the videos and reading the announcements. So at the end of these videos, I will be giving you an extra point activity every week. They're going to add up, and then those points will be added onto your grade at the end of the term. And everybody who does these say that they really benefit not only in points, but also in what they learn from these activities. And they're just quick little activities, so it's not going to be asking a lot. Your first extra point activity for this first module is I want you to go into Blackboard and go into your profile, fill out your profile and add a picture of yourself, just a little headshot. You'll see mine too, so you can just take it with your webcam, stick it up there, and that way every time you post in the discussion forum, we'll see your picture right beside your discussion, and we can put a face to a name and put words and thoughts and ideas to a picture. So please do that. And the other thing I want you to do is in your initial discussion forum this week, also maybe put a more casual picture, maybe you with your family or something that can give us an idea about you as a person. So please do those activities in the discussion in the Blackboard this week, and you'll get an extra point added to your grade at the end of the course. Those will really add up. I've seen it make the difference between a B and a C, a B and an A for students. So it could really make a difference for you as well. So please do that. And with all that, I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video and welcome you again to this class. I really look forward to working with you, and I hope we have a great time. Thank you.